Hi Year 6 and welcome to Monday's English lesson. So in today's lesson I am going to talk you through writing plot point 3 of our flashback story about Stanley stealing the trainers. Now if you didn't follow last week but you want to write the story, then you're going to have to go back to YouTube and find the English lesson from the 6th of January. And that'll be plot point 1, and then follow them in order because it's not going to make a lot of sense if you start today. So if you have already written plot point 1 and plot point 2, then you are in the right place. If not, go back and find the lessons that you've missed because otherwise it's not going to make sense for you. Okay, so plot point 3, the theft. Okay, so today this is the part of the story where we're going to find out how Stanley got the shoes. Now we're calling it theft. Remember, he's saying that he's innocent, he didn't steal them. So we need to think about how he's going to end up with them, but he didn't take them. Okay, so there's going to be a bit of choice there for you. I'm going to give you the 3 skills just like we do in school. You're going to write your sentences. So remember, you'll have an absolute minimum of 3 focus sentences. You can challenge yourself to use the other skills to write a little bit more in each section. Okay, we are only writing plot point 3 today and not going any further. So we're not finding out what happens after he's got hold of the trainers, the sneakers. So hopefully you've got your pen and paper ready. Split it up like we do in school and you will see that our 3 skills for today are action, smell, and then noticing what he can see, the eyes. So pause the video so that you can set your page up and then come back. So we're going to start with action. Okay, now if we remember plot point 2, we wrote about the morning of the theft. So if you've got it with you, you might want to read back plot point 2 to make sure that it follows on, or you might just remember what you've written. You've got to think about how he's going to get from the morning of paragraph to a new place where he's going to find or get or end up with these sneakers, these trainers, okay? So pause the video to do your thinking section for action. Sorry, let me just talk you through some ideas actually first before you pause, get you set off. So you're collecting your action words for how he's going to get there. Examples are walking, running, stumbling, creeping. How's he moving? He's going from where he was in plot point 2 to a new place where he's going to find, steal, get these sneakers, okay? So now's the time to pause the video. Fill in your thinking section for action with all of the different ideas, the different action words that you could use, and then come back. Okay, hopefully you've got lots of ideas up in your thinking section. We're now going to write the actual sentences down below. So this is my example. I'm going to start setting the scene for the theft. It was whilst he was stumbling home, sheltering from the pelting rain, that it happened. Okay, I'll just put another comma in because I've missed one. So it was whilst he was stumbling home, sheltering from the pelting rain, inside commas, that it happened. All right, that's my example. So remember now, you give yourself a minimum of 5 minutes to a maximum of 10 minutes. You write your own sentence that sets us up for our paragraph that's going to get us to where he's going to find these shoes, and you're going to need to use action words. That's what we're looking for, action words. Okay, so pause the video, 5 to 10 minutes. Start with action. Once you've got a really high quality action sentence, you could pick from any other skill that you can think of to fill up your 10 minutes. Okay, off you go. Fab, hopefully you've done your first section now. So we're going to look at the second skill. So this is a smell one. So think about where he is in your story. So is he outside? Is he inside a place? Okay, and think of the smells. So when you pause me this time and go and do your thinking section, you're doing the second one, the smell box, and different things that he could smell. So if he's outside, fresh air, is it cold? Frost, crackling fire, what could he smell? Is there some food cooking maybe somewhere? Where is he in your story? What will make sense? Okay, so pause me and go off and do your thinking section for smell. All right, hopefully you had lots of nice ideas there. This is my modelled sentence that's got some smell in it, and it's going to follow on from my first one. He had been strolling along the cracked street, minding his own business, with the smell of fresh air in his nostrils. Okay, so I've got him, he's going home after school, he's outside, and he's smelling fresh air. So it's your turn now to add your smell sentence. Okay, same procedure, minimum of 5, maximum of 10. Use one or more of the smells that you put in your thinking section, but put them into a sentence now, okay? And come back when you've done that part. All right then, skill 3. So we're going to be looking at sight, what he can see, okay? Now, we know that he's saying he doesn't steal the sneakers, which are an American word for trainers, but he is going to end up with them. So you can decide how he's got them, and you'll see my model in a minute to see what I mean. But we need to think about what these shoes are going to be like. Okay, so we're going to describe what they look like. And we want to think about, first of all, whether the shoes would be new or used. Okay, so remember in the story of Holes at the very beginning, it said that he had stolen Clyde Livingston's sneakers. Now, we don't know who Clyde Livingston is, but for all the boys to know him suggests that maybe he's a famous or well-known character who's got some important trainers. So think about what that might mean. Would they be brand new or would they be used? Gather ideas then in your final thinking box for what the shoes might look like. Okay, and that's going to be different depending on whether you think they're used or you think they're new. Okay, so pause me and go and finish that last thinking box with all of your adjectives. Okie doke, so you should have lots listed there, and now we're going to write our sentence. So I've decided here that the shoes are just going to drop down in front of him from somewhere, okay? So maybe someone's thrown them or whatever. We're not going to explain that, but the sneakers are going to drop down and appear. You might decide that he finds the sneakers somewhere. You might even decide someone gives him the sneakers. It's up to you. All we know is he's going to get accused of the crime. He hasn't actually stolen anything, and we're trying to tell the story, okay? So he's not stealing them. He's getting them some other way. So my sentence is, all of a sudden, comma, starting with the fronted adverbial, the grubby, used sneakers fell out of nowhere from the sky. Okay, so in mine, Stanley is just going to, they're just literally going to fall into his hands. All right, now notice where I've used 2 adjectives here. I've got grubby, used, and I've put a comma there. It's like a list of adjectives. Okay, so don't forget that if you're going to use more than one. Exactly the same as the first 2 chunks then. Give yourself 5 to 10 minutes now. You need to describe the shoes within this section, and you're not going to go any further than him having got the shoes, stolen the shoes. All right, come back when you're done. Fab. Oops, so well done. Now you have finished plot point 3. Keep it nice and safe with your other plot points and tune in tomorrow for the last plot point of the story. Thank you for joining me.